Cinderella's parents left abruptly, revealing nothing but a warning. The road was dangerous and their journey could not be delayed. They left her with her mother's sister, Aunt Alira, a woman with tired eyes and steady hands. Her mother pressed a silver thread bracelet into Cinderella's palm, promising they would return. Life in Alira's house was quiet. There was no cruelty, only rules. Cinderella rose before dawn, cleaned soot from the hearth, and kept the house orderly. Alira's only daughter, Maris, was distant but careful. She seemed afraid of something she could not name. At night, Cinderella sometimes heard her aunt whispering over sealed books. One evening, she glimpsed a strange sigil on a cover, like a contract or binding. Its meaning eluded her. Years passed. The kingdom announced a grand midnight festival at the palace, drawing people from every district. Alira smiled when Cinderella received the invitation. She warned her not to decline it, her tone more command than counsel, and watched afterward as if ensuring the message had taken root. Maris helped Cinderella prepare. She laid out a simple gown and a pair of finely made silk-embroidered shoes. She smoothed the fabric and tied the final knot with care. When finished, she held Cinderella's hands and paused. She told her softly to make it home by midnight, nothing more. There was no urgency, only certainty. At the festival, lanterns glowed across courtyards. Music drifted through the air. Guests moved freely. Alira observed quietly from the edges. Maris stayed near Cinderella, eventually blending into the crowd. The prince moved among the celebration. During a pause, he noticed Cinderella and asked her to dance. She accepted. The night felt meant to be remembered, no more and no less. When the bells chimed midnight, Cinderella saw her aunt in the crowd. She held a sealed book and chanted softly, her expression twisted into something menacing. Fear, unlike anything Cinderella had ever known, seized her. Looking back, she saw the prince's eyes bore the same sigil as her aunt's books. Maris cried out for her to run. In her haste, a silk-embroidered shoe slipped from Cinderella's foot. The prince bent down and lifted the shoe. He smiled, not warmly but with certainty, and turned toward Alira before sprinting at Cinderella. Alira shouted Maris's name. As if waiting, Maris tore the silver thread bracelet from Cinderella's wrist. Instantly, the magic in the shoe and thread intertwined, activating a counter-sigil hidden in Cinderella's bloodline. Light twisted, sigils shattered. The festival collapsed into chaos. The palace burned to ash. The prince screamed as he and the illusion around him were destroyed. When the glow faded, the floor was littered with bones. Alira fell, exhausted. Maris ran to her mother's side. Cinderella stood confused and yet filled with relief, her heart heavy with the weight of what she had witnessed, and grateful to be alive. She stepped toward them and asked why it had been her. Alira and Maris explained the prince had long used those with crimson-toned hair as offerings, binding them through celebration to something far darker beneath the palace. The sigils, the shoes, the invitations, they were never symbols of honor, but of selection. Maris had been trained as successor, while Alira carried the spell's burden. Cinderella finally understood that her aunt and cousin had not controlled her. They had guided and protected her, ensuring she survived what others could not.